Duke at Louisville is our next game in the progression. A game that, well, for most, probably the
This
most
is an
part, be like,
ACC tournament game.
I was gonna say it's like basketball here. It would
So
be,
strange.
most of the time. But yeah, I think the theme for me in this game is injuries. You've got two big ones here, and Duke and Riley Leonard. Does he play or does he not? Because Duke's a different team with him in the lineup, and you also have Jawhar Jordan for Louisville, who only had 2 carries against Pitt. There's some doubt to whether he plays this week. So both of those injuries loom large. I think Riley Leonard's the bigger one here for Duke. You go back to that game against NC State. They just really had two big plays. They didn't do much against Florida State when he got hurt. So I think Duke needs a healthy Riley Leonard in the lineup to win this game against Louisville. Big picture here, it's important for ACC positioning. We're starting to get that point. North Carolina lost last week to Virginia. Florida State's undefeated. Both of these teams have a loss in conference play. So there's sort of a positioning angle, I think, for both. Also, I think fun matchup between Jeff Brohm and Mike Elko's defense, because Duke makes you work for every freaking yard. 13 points a game allowed, first in the ACC in scoring defense. So it should be an interesting matchup here. And what's a football AC Duke Louisville, not basketball, interesting matchup.
We just saw Kyle Whittingham's defense against Lincoln Riley's offense last week in USC and Utah. That's pretty darn good when it comes to an offensive head coach and a defensive head coach. I'm not sure there is a more interesting X's and O's schematic matchup of mental football nerdiness than Jeff Brohm on offense versus Mike Elko on defense. It is going to be utterly fascinating. What's interesting is that I don't think Jeff Brohm has his personnel. You already mentioned the potential injury at running back. I don't think Jeff Brohm has the personnel to go after Duke's defense the way he wants to. But if you don't have Riley Leonard in your Duke, like, watch the way defenses play them. It's like 11 guys in the box. Like, they're putting everybody at the line of scrimmage and saying, go on, try something else. And nobody's been able to. And so I don't, like, without Riley Leonard, Louisville's the pick here. But what's interesting is the X isn't, I can't wait to watch. Like, it's like change the channel when Duke has the ball in offense and Louisville's on defense. But you better get back when Jeff Brom's calling plays against Mike Elko, because that is as nerdy and as fun as an X's and O's matchup will ever get. Any conference, anywhere in America this year, that's some fun stuff. I can't wait to see what the wrinkles look like. It's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're looking for maybe an area that, Louisville with or without Jawhar Jordan, they could exploit. Duke is 88th in the country in defensive success rate against the run. So there could be some opportunities here for Louisville. And I think you also, of course, feel a little bit more certainty at the quarterback position with Jack Plummer. And even if Riley Leonard plays, I think we saw this against Florida State. Don't think the whole mobility was there. So now coming off a potential re-injury, how healthy is he? So I like Louisville at home. If we knew a little bit more about the status of Leonard, maybe it's a little bit more interesting, but I like Louisville at home.
I think it's a great game either way. I'll take Louisville at home if Riley Leonard doesn't play. If Riley Leonard does play, then I think it's a 50-50 game, and it should be a really enjoyable matchup of again, coaching nerdy acumen. Should be great to watch.